Hey guys, welcome to today's video and welcome on into my beauty stash. I have a new VISEART palette to try out for you guys today. This is their new Coyish Etendue. I hope I pronounced that right. This is their new palette, and let me open it up. This is a 12 pan palette, colorful palette full of shimmers. There's even like some duochromes in here, some nice shifty shadows. Now, each of these shadows can pop out. They have a magnetic base, and you can of course put them in your own palette if you wish to do so. I've always loved the size of VISEART palettes. They even make their Petit 4 palettes, which I really enjoy, but I've typically had a good experience with VISEART palettes. I got this one myself straight from the VISEART website, but it is already in stock to Beautylish, so I'll have it linked there, and if I can find somewhere overseas where it's in stock, then I will most definitely have it linked in the description box as well. I'll be creating 2 looks for you guys today. I would do 3, but my allergies have been acting up lately and my eyes have been really itchy, so we're just gonna do 2, and I'll definitely owe you a look. If it is your first time here on my channel, let me just say hello and welcome to all of you. My name is Steff, and this is clearly what I love to do. Love trying out new makeup, love doing multiple looks with eyeshadow palettes. If that sounds like fun to you, let me invite you to become part of our makeup family. Do me a favor, click on that subscribe button, hit the bell next to it. That way you can be notified every time I do drop a new video. And if you are a fan of VISEART, or you just want to see what this new Coyish palette is all about, be sure to give this video a thumbs up before you go. If you want to see the 2 looks I'm about to create, keep on watching. Now, I have primed my eyelids already with my Sugar Drizzle eyeshadow primer, and I want to mention that I might be utilizing these 2 palettes right here that are also from VISEART. So I pulled out the Petit Mattes palette. Again, all of their palettes do have a magnetic base where you can pop them out and put them in your own palette if you choose to do so. I have traveled with this palette several times and it travels really well. And then I pulled out the Dark Mattes palette right here. Let me show you what that looks like. I do have a VISEART playlist and I will have that linked in a pinned comment. So this being the Coyish palette being an all shimmer palette, we definitely need some mattes to anchor the look with. I think I'm going to start first with the Editorial Brights palette right here, and I know we have a green, we have a gold, we have a yellow, we have some blue in there. I think what I want to do is I'm going to do this green. I'm going to focus it in the center, or not in the center, but in the inner corner. And then I think I'll go in with the darker blue, and then we can play with some of these fun shimmer shadows. Now I'm taking that lime green on a Game Beauty E01. I love this brush so much just for doing exactly the work that I am doing right now. Just for like packing on a light shadow in the crease. It works perfectly. Okay, so I think that is a beautiful shade. I'm going to grab my Rephr 14 and then we're going to go in with that darker blue shadow. My nose has been itchy and runny. There has got to be something in the air down here because, yeah, I need a day of rest. I'm going to be giving myself one pretty soon. Okay. So I think we have a nice base going on. Let's jump into the Coyish palette. Ooh, I'm so excited. I really want to play with this blue and of course with a green. So I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to mix them together, but I'm actually going to start with the green first and then I'll leave the blue for the inner corner. So I'm using a damp Morphe M124. I pick up the product first and then I spray it with some setting spray. The one I have up here is the Rick and Morty from Glamlight. I will say that this palette swatched out really well. I did some outdoor swatches of it. I loved it. Now, same brush, I'm just going to flip it over and I'm going to go in with that green shimmer shadow. I'm going to spray it again. Focus that out here. And we'll do something different for the lower lash line. Oh, look at that green. Ooh. Oh, I love it. I love it all day long. These are definitely some of my favorite colors, green and blue together. I just think it is so, so pretty. Let's see. I think I'm gonna do, let's do an orange. How fun will that be? We'll do this matte orange on the lower lash line. Again, this one is from the Brights palette. I'm using this little BH Cosmetics pencil brush. And I'm gonna leave the inner corner free for another shimmer shadow in the Coyish palette. So same brush. I think I'm gonna do the gold. Actually, no. Am I? Let's try this one instead. We'll try this shade right here. And I'm gonna spray the brush. And I'm just gonna put that right in here. Oh wow, that has like a purple shift to it. I don't know that I wanted that. I think I'm gonna add the gold. I'm gonna clean the brush off and I'm gonna add that gold shadow. I am gonna spray it. That was unexpected. You can kind of cover over it a little bit. It's okay if a little bit shows. All right, cool. I'm gonna add some liner and mascara and I'll be right back to show you this completed look number 1. Okay guys, here's the completed look number 1. Look at that orange on the lower lash line. I love it. I used an LA Girl Neon Shockwave lip liner. This one is in the shade Outrage. Yeah, Outrage. Love it. For the top lash line, I tight lined with this one from Sugar Drizzle. It's just a pen style black eyeliner, like a marker style. And then that's about it. Oh, you know what, guys? I forgot to tell you that I also picked up a new lip gloss from Viseart. They released 2 or 3 new shades with this Coyish palette. I don't know which shade this one is. It is the darker berry toned, but I did pair it with one of the new Unearthly Cosmetics lip liners, which you guys know I have been really loving. This one is in the shade Carnage, and then this lip gloss right here. If I can find the name, I'll have it in the description box. But love this color combination. That's what I have going on the lips. Love the way look number 1 turned out. Let's move over to the left eye and we'll start working on look number 2. Okay, so for look number 2, I'm gonna dip into the matte dark palette. This one right here, very fallish, very fall inspired. And I think I want to focus on, I really want to use this deep purple shadow and perhaps maybe even these 2. What do you guys think? Yeah, I think I'm gonna start with this one and then I'll work, or should I do this one? Maybe it's best to do this one. So indecisive. I think I'll start with this one and then I'll use this one to deepen up the outer corner. And I just looked up the name of the, this is kind of like a lip oil. They call them lip shines. It's called Plumeria. Plumeria is the name. And I want to say there was like 3 new shades. This is a pre-existing product in Viseart's lineup. It's not a new product, but they're just new shades for this Coyish Etendue collection, or the palette. And Plumeria is the shade I chose. And again, I did pair it with the Unearthly lip liner in the shade Carnage over here. But it's a very sheer product. It does feel like a lip oil. Now that I read the description of it a little bit better, it does. It feels very comfortable, very hydrating, very lightweight. But it is sheer, so you would want to pair it with a colored lip liner. Did I tell you what brush I was using for that? It's the BK A503. That's what I used for this shade right here. Now I'm going to use a BK211 for that dark matte purple. This dark mattes palette, it packs a punch. I mean, it really packs a punch. I have a couple looks, actually maybe 3 looks, where I use this palette, the brights, and then there's a cool tone palette, which is really pretty. I think Viseart is a brand, well, they're a brand first and foremost for movies and photography, that type of makeup look. So you see a lot more mattes in their palettes Then you do shimmers. So I was a bit surprised that this Coyish palette is an all shimmer palette, but it's definitely few and far between in their lineup. When you do film and photography and, you know, things of that nature, you focus more so on the mattes, because sometimes those extreme shimmer shadows can have an adverse effect in how it translates on camera, on TV and stuff. So that's why their shimmers are not, you know, they're not going to be like unearthly shimmers. They're not going to be like a sugar drizzle shimmers. You know, this is not Divina. This is not Cleona. You know, these are a little bit more scaled back, but they're very soft. They're very pretty. They do it, and not to take away from any of those other brands, because I love all of those brands I just mentioned, but they do it in a more classic way, like a more classy way, to where it's not gonna be an in-your-face type of shift or shimmer. It's more of a softer shimmer. And for a lot of you out there, you might wear VISEART on the daily to work. You might not want to go to work with all types of multi-chromes or duochromes, or maybe they don't even allow that. I don't know. But if you're looking for more wearable everyday, maybe you feel, you know, which I don't think you should, but maybe you feel at a certain age, some of those multi and duochromes just aren't for you, which I think they're for everybody at any age. Like, never stop wearing them. But I can understand if you feel that way. VISEART would be a brand. Perfect for you. And that blended out really well. You almost don't see the purple. We might need to bring that purple down to the lower lash line. Let me go into the Coyish palette now. Okay, so we have a few beautiful purple shadows in here. I think I want this one for the inner corner. I'm going to go in with, let's see, actually I think I'm going to go in with this shade right here, this one. I'm going to focus that on the outer portion of the lid. This is a damp Morphe M124. That is beautiful. This looks so good with these matte shades. And again, it's not incredibly shimmery, but it still makes an impact. It still makes a statement. And I think if you have more mature eyelids, which I've been developing, this crease has been coming along. You can see it over here in my other eye. That's beginning to be more prominent, but I'm 41 years old. Not much I can do about that. But they're a little bit easier to wear on mature eyelids. I'm gonna go in next with, I think, this shade right here. Did spray it. This is gonna be more of a pop of pink. Speaking of pink, I am in the process of redecorating my living room. And I chose, I'm not buying new sofas. My sofas are in really good condition. I'm not really one that hangs out on the sofa that much. I'm usually in my office or my bedroom or here in the filming room, you know. So my sofas aren't old, and they're a very neutral color, like a very light tan color. Not even tan would be the word, like a sand color. So they pretty much go with everything. But I'm going to be doing my living room in pink, white, and gold. So I have I'm downsizing my dining room table, because this room that I'm filming in used to be my dining room. And so the living room was big enough to where I could put, you know, both of them. They could share the space. So I'm downsizing my dining room table, because my dining room table was for 8 people. It has that extender portion. Right now I only have it for 6, but all my dining room table has become is one area for me to sit and eat, and the rest is like covered in boxes and envelopes and product. And yeah, I don't want to live like that. So I bought a really cute white and gold set, kind of like a high, like a bar style, bar top, bar, what do they call them? The bar height set tables. And it should be arriving. I think I'm gonna touch up this part right here. It should be arriving pretty soon in the next few days. So I'm really excited. I'm excited. I'm gonna do one of those floral walls because right now I have red paint on like half of the living room and I'm just tired of the red. So I'm gonna be doing a floral wall and I already ordered it. That can get expensive. And I know that because I did a greenery wall recently in my new home office. But I'm going to attempt to do that probably this weekend. We'll see whenever all the stuff arrives. I don't know if it's going to arrive this weekend or sometime next week, but we'll see. I feel like I need to do something like in the inner corner. I'm going to take the shade, not in the inner corner, but in the center of the lid. I'm going to go in with this shade on my finger. I'm just going to apply it right here. So I have some new home projects going on and I'm really excited because all of this that I'm doing is going to allow me more space, more areas to film, you know? And that's really what I want. You know, I want to have my house be very functional because I do use pretty much my entire home to film and I want it, of course, you know, to look nice and whatnot. So those are my projects. Those are my projects for these next 2 weeks. Let's do something for the lower lash line. I love the way this turned out. And again, you can see the more scaled back shimmer shadow. I think we'll do this shade down here for the lower lash line. I'm going back in with that BH Cosmetics pencil brush. Oh, and then another thing I need to do is paint. I told myself a number of years ago I was never going to paint again because I have painted every single room in this house. I'm just so sick and tired of it. Like I told myself I would never pick up another paintbrush. I've even painted the outside of the house. But yeah, all of that is changing because I'm going to be painting pretty soon. So, you know, when you want something done and you don't want to pay a lot of money, you got to do it yourself. So you go back in the Coyish palette and we're going to use this shade that I had told you originally we would use for the inner corner. And I'm using my Refer 03. I did spray it with some setting spray. Ooh, perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. You know what I think I'm going to do? I'm going to add something to the brow bone. The shade I put right in here in the center, I think I'm going to do that on the brow bone. I'm going to clean off this brush and we'll go back in with that shade. Just add a little bit up here. Oh yeah, that's pretty. Gives it a nice little reflect. See that? Okay guys, let me do those finishing touches. I'll be right back to show you the completed look number 2. Okay guys, so here's the completed look number 2. Did I tell you guys what mascara I was using? I don't remember if I told you. I'm using the new one from Benefit. This is the Fan Fest mascara. Same Sugar Drizzle eyeliner, and for the lower waterline, an Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencil in the shade Alkaline. Is it Alkaline? Yeah. Love it. Love the way this look turned out. Let me go ahead and wrap up today's video and I'll share with you guys my final thoughts. So after creating 2 looks with the new Coyish Etendue palette from VISEART, I love it. I think it's a nice palette to add to your growing VISEART wardrobe. I love how it paired with the Editorial Brights and the Dark Mattes palette. So if you have these two already, these are all matte palettes, and this would be the perfect companion for it. Again, this is a 12 pan all shimmer palette. You do have some of those kind of like duochrome shadows, shifty shadows, and it's not as bright and impactful as some of the other indie brands. Again, if you're maybe more of a mature woman, a mature individual, and you don't really like all of those textured, bright, sparkly shadows, I'm here to tell you that you can get the same effect just with a little bit less sparkle, a little bit less intensity right here with the Coyish palette. The colors are very fun to work with, and especially if you're not one who works with color very often, these are very easy to implement into your daily makeup look because they're soft, they're forgiving. I didn't get any fallout. You can even use your finger to apply, as you saw me do. I like using a damp brush, but you do you, whatever you think works best. In this palette, I was able to use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Did I use this one? I think I might have used this one. 8 or 9 of the 12 shadows, and it did swatch out really well. If you are a fan of Viseart, as I know many of you are, this is definitely something you're going to want to add to your stash. Also, I would consider picking up one of these new lippies right here. This definitely feels like a lip oil. It is a very sheer, lightweight, hydrating, very comfortable formula, but I would definitely pair it with one of your favorite lip liners. I am going to recommend that you check out these from Unearthly Cosmetics. They dropped about a dozen new shades. They are wooden lip liners, but they are so creamy, so buttery smooth, and they're only like $6 or $6.50. These are a definite must try. They have a lot of darker shades, they have a lot of lighter shades, and everything in between. This is a very nice pairing, as was the Coyish palette with the other two palettes from Viseart that I worked with today, and I love the way both looks turned out. So I'm going to give this new Viseart collection 2 thumbs up. Let me know your thoughts. What are your favorite products from Viseart? I have one of their blush duos, and I need to change that. I want to get some more of their blush products, and again, you can pop out all of the shades. They do have a magnetic base, and you can put them in one large Viseart palette. They do sell their empty magnetic palettes as well. I'll have this link to Beautylish, and if I can find a retailer across the pond, then I'll definitely have it linked over there as well. Let me know your thoughts now, guys. Which look was your favorite? Are you going to be picking up Coyish very soon? Sound off in the comments down below. I want to thank you guys so much for watching another one of my videos. You all have a great day or night, wherever it is you all are at. Stay hydrated, guys. Drink your water. Cheers. And I'm going to see you all very soon. Bye.